and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another week of What's for Dinner. I'm going to show you some of the delicious food that we've been having around here lately. And I'm going to start off this week with cube steak sandwiches. This is a favorite from my childhood. I have said many times on my channel before, a lot of times on Friday evenings my mom would make cheeseburgers for dinner. We would go to the grocery store on Friday. I always went with her, and then that was a quick meal to make after we got home from the grocery store. Sometimes instead of cheeseburgers, she would make cube steak sandwiches. So that's what I'm gonna make tonight. A throwback to a meal that I loved as a kid. So let's get started. All right, I'm just gonna use the pan that it came in, the little container here, to season it up with garlic, salt, and pepper on both sides. And then I'm gonna dust it with just a little bit of flour and fry it up in the pan. In this pot, I'm getting ready to boil up some corn on the cob. In this skillet, I've just been heating some olive oil. It's just a shallow fry. And I'm going to keep these on about medium heat, just long enough to get a good sort of crust on the bottom. Then I'll turn them. I'll turn the heat down a little bit, because to get a tender cubed steak, they need to fry pretty slow. That's what helps them to get even more tender. So sometimes they can be tough, and we don't want that, especially for a sandwich. Okay, we're going to give these a turn. That's what we're looking for. Okay, I went ahead and put the lid on here. That'll help it to cook on the inside. And it also helps to kind of act as a steam effect, which tenderizes meat. So I got the lid on here a little bit, and the heat's pretty low. These were the buns that my mom would often buy at Payless grocery store. They make a really good like lunch meat sandwich as well, but for like a yummy cheeseburger or a cube steak sandwich, these are so good, and I'm so glad I could find these today. Haven't bought these in a long time. But I'm gonna show you. Of course, you may buy these. Whoa, there we go. So they have to be cut open. They're not split. Let me smell these. They have a really good smell. They maybe have a little bit of a sweet taste to it. That's the way years ago they had a little bit of a sweet taste to it. Not like a brioche or something that's super popular now, but just a hint of a sweet taste. Okay, so let's get these cut open. Of course, a bread knife would be better for this, but this is what I already have out for my tomato. Okay, there we go. Super soft on the inside. All right, and now I'm gonna go in and put some mayonnaise, a good amount on these buns. We usually always had Miracle Whip when I was growing up, but we like both of them around here. But mayonnaise for this, so I'm gonna get the mayonnaise, and then I'm gonna slice up a yellow tomato and get out some crunchy iceberg lettuce to go on the sandwich. Okay, now when you go to flip this, you don't want to tear off the breading, so you kind of want to go under. Of course, you can use an egg turner or something like that, but kind of go under and loosen it. You don't want to tear that off. If it does tear off, you can put it back on there, but lost a little bit of that one. Alrighty, it is ready. We're going to move it over to the sandwiches now. Alright, here it is all ready. We have the corn on the cob with some salt and pepper, some butter, this delicious cube steak sandwich, and just some potato chips on the side. This is such a fun meal from my childhood. If you've never had cube steak on a sandwich, I encourage you to give it a try. Cook it low and slow so it gets good and tender for you. And I think it might be something that you really love. If you've had it this way before, leave me a comment down below and let me know. Alright guys, that's it for today. Hello everybody. Tonight I am trying a new recipe for chicken pot pie pasta. Here are my 2 bone-in skin-on chicken breasts that have been in the crock pot cooking on low heat today. Got some delicious chicken broth in there. That is one of the best parts of it. The skin and the bones make for delicious chicken broth, and this chicken is going to be so tender and have so much extra flavor because it is bone-in. I got these at Aldi the other day. This was actually the only chicken breast that they had, and I love getting these. Sometimes you can't find them. So these have been garlic, salt, and peppered, and like I said, cooked in the crock pot all day. Look how delicious and golden brown they are. So I'm going to get these out, pull the chicken after they cool down just a little bit, get rid of the bones and the skin, and I think I'm gonna do the bulk of this recipe in the crock pot. So I'll show you as we go along. Okay, this was so tender that it fell off the bone on one of them while I was trying to get it out. This one came out fully intact. You can see how beautiful and golden. This would be so good just like it is with some salt on there. Well, it's got some garlic salt, but you know. Oh, this would just be delicious. Kind of like rotisserie style chicken in the taste. So you could serve this just like it is, but you can see this one was so tender, it fell apart. A lot of the bones are already loose. So I'm gonna take, I'm gonna work on this one. I need 1.5 cups of chicken. So I'll see how much I have with this. If I don't need to get into this one, I'll put this in the fridge and I may do chicken salad or something with that one tomorrow. So let's see what we got here with this one. All right, so to my crock pot here, I'm gonna add some things. So down in here, I've probably got about 1/2 cup of chicken broth. I need 1 cup. I'm gonna mix up some of the dry chicken base and add it to this so I have the correct amount of chicken broth. I am also going to put some onion in here and let this start softening up. Now, the recipe I am following is for a skillet version. I saw Jennifer on Cook, Clean, Repeat make this, and she did an oven version. I am converting it here to do a crock pot because I don't really want to heat my oven up today, and it's an easy conversion to kind of see what you need to do to make it a crock pot friendly way to make this delicious pasta. Now, I did cook my pasta on the stove, but everything else in the crock pot. So you can see here I'm just putting in some onion. I'm going to add in some more of the chicken broth. I'm just using the dry chicken base to make that. All right, now I'm going to go in with my frozen veggies. I've got about 6 ounces or so of the frozen peas and carrots blend. I'm going to put that all in. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the chicken now. And instead of just doing 1.5 cups, I thought I would just go ahead and do 2 full cups. It's not going to hurt anything to have a little extra chicken. Okay, my pasta is all done. And I am just going to spoon it over here. I am kind of on a spiral pasta kick right now. I don't know, I'm just loving the spiral pasta. It really like grabs hold of, sorry, hang on. It really just grabs hold of the sauce and gets all in those little twists and turns, and I'm just loving it right now. So let's get all the way down to the bottom and get the onion, the veggies, the chicken. Yes, yum, yum, yum. Oh my, this looks great. This looks like a good chicken to pasta ratio. I did a half a box, which is 8 ounces. I think the recipe called for 12. So I have a little less pasta, a little more chicken, but we would probably prefer it that way anyway. Next, I'm gonna go in with black pepper and garlic powder for some seasoning. That's gonna be amazing. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is add in my cup of heavy cream. I'm just gonna kind of nestle it around a little bit because I just kind of gave it a stir. All right, we're gonna let that sit there for just a little bit, like I said, and I'm gonna come back and see how much thickener it needs or kind of what it's looking like. I'll also give it a taste test. So as with any recipe, I like to taste it if I can for seasoning to see what it needs. Even though you follow the recipe, it may need something a little additional, and I felt like this one did. So I added some extra garlic powder, and then I just took some more of my dry chicken base and just kind of sprinkled that over the top. That is very salty, so you want to go light with that when you do use it, but I knew that would add incredible flavor, and it did. And then I decided to just throw in a little pat of butter, and I think that also added some incredible flavor. And so that's what you have to do with recipes. You have to taste for seasonings, adjust it as you like it. And lastly, I just poured in that small amount of the cornstarch slurry and sprinkled on some parsley for color. Here it is, all plated up. It got so thick and creamy. It was just perfect. I will have everything that I did down below, or the original recipe. Maybe I'll just put that down below, and of course you guys saw everything that I did. I have a feeling this is going to be really delicious. And so instead of having to heat up my oven for a long time for a traditional chicken pot pie, or even to follow the recipe for the oven version of this, the stovetop kept me from having to do that. And I only heated up my oven for 10 minutes to bake these crescent rolls. So this is the final look for tonight's dinner. All right, and the final meal I'm going to show you here, as I am going to town on this stone ground mustard, trying to get the last of it out of the bottle. My sister and her husband and my little great niece came over for a porch visit, and I made lunch for us. And so a while back I showed on my channel making a delicious sub sandwich, and oh, you guys love that one so much. And I actually thought, you know what, I'm making a sub sandwich again. It was the perfect lunch for sitting out on the porch and visiting and playing in the creek and that kind of thing. That's what my little great niece did. And so you can see here, I've just put my condiments on. I put some Parmesan, I put lettuce and red onion, and then I have Eckrich garlic bologna, shaved deli ham, pepper jack cheese, and then I have the Trader Joe's onion salt and a little bit of black pepper on there. Pickles, of course you saw the mayonnaise, the stone ground mustard. The great thing about a sub sandwich, you just do what you want. You do what you have and you put it together, and my goodness, is it ever not delicious? I don't think so. So here it is all done. I added my tomato. You know, I found this bread, you know how Walmart does sometimes, they have way too much. It was like 67 cents. So I was like, this is perfect to make a great big sub sandwich. I bought all the fresh deli meat. It was so good. And so here I'm just slicing it all up. I really think a key, at least in my preference, I think the key is to make your sub sandwiches ahead. Wrap them very securely in saran wrap or some sort of plastic wrap, and keep them in the fridge at least a couple hours if you can. Sometimes you just need to dig right in, but if you can, and then everything just has a chance to kind of settle in and the condiments kind of soak into the bread, and it just, to me, the flavor just goes up so many notches if you can do that. So that's what I did here this day. I had it all ready ahead of time and in the refrigerator waiting. And then I decided to make this a pasta salad. So I did about 8 ounces of the spiral pasta, and then I chopped up all sorts of yummy things to go inside. I don't have a clip for all the ingredients, but I used a whole package of the mozzarella pearls,
I used a little bit of Caesar dressing, a little bit of Greek dressing that we're loving right now, and this pasta salad was just a perfect pairing with this sandwich. I even made us a dessert. I don't have a clip of that either, but it was just really delicious. It went together so well. This wraps up the video for this week, you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you the next time.